Such a short time it has been since I last looked upon my hometown. Oh, how I miss the gardens, the warmth of the hearth, my mother's embrace. Oh, if it might but please God to let me go back to my father and my mother, my sister and my brothers, to tend sheep again with my sisters. Oh, they would be so glad to see me. They would have laughed to have seen the cunning trick I played on my jailer. I not only managed to escape from my cell, but to lock him up in it. I was caught as I fled and returned here again to my cell. I'm so weary now. I wish only for a moment's privacy. How they watch me so. Every day the guards sit in my cell, watching. And at night, they're here still. Am I not allowed a moment's peace? This is why I always cling to the male dress. It is a better protection for my modesty than this. Oh, and these chains, how they restrict me. It is funny that the English should be afraid of me. I'm such a little thing. But they should be. They do not reflect that a great soul with a great purpose can make a weak body strong and keep it so. I was only 13 when I first heard a voice coming from God to help me live well. I was frightened. It was midday. I was in my father's garden in the summer. My voices, as I call them, have never led me astray. They have taught me and guided me these past years. And even now, as I sit here in my cell for a year, they strengthen me and help me know what to say to the judges that question me day and day after day. The king whom I have saved through the grace of God remains silent all this time. He offers nothing for my ransom and comes not to my defense. But he is a good and gentle king. Oh, how silly I must have seemed to the French army. Me, only a country girl of 17, trained not for the complexities and terrible business of war, but for tending sheep, for spinning wool. Upon my arrival of the army, they went about roaring, drinking, whooping about, shouting, swearing, entertaining themselves with all manner of rude and riotous play, and the place was full of loud and lewd women. I knew quickly what must need to be done in order to put the place in rights. These loose women must pack out at once. The rough carousing must stop. The drinking must be brought within proper and strictly defined limits. Discipline must take the place of order. And most of all, every man who joins my standard must confess before the priest and absolve himself from sin, and be present at divine service twice a day. You should have seen their faces when I explained this to them. Be not afraid. God has sent me to save you, I told them. Oh, I never felt more at home, more in paradise than when I was in the saddle of my horse, following my beautiful standard and ready for battle. I was not afraid. I was born to do this. I am Joan of Arc, the Maid of Orleans, sent by God so that the Dauphin would claim his throne in Reims. And claim the throne he did, despite the odds. Without the grace of God, I could not have done it. Without the grace of God, I am nothing. Oh, I shall never forget that moment when the Dauphin knelt and received the crown and became king. Then he turned and raised me up and praised my deeds in the most noble terms, conferring upon me and my household nobility equal to the count in rank. I did not care about that. I only wished for one thing. And when the king asked what favors I desired, I told him of my wish. O gentle king, if out of your compassion you will speak the word, I pray you give commandment that my village, poor and hard-pressed by reason of war, may have its taxes remitted. It is so commanded till the end of time, he granted. What a blessing that will be for my town, to never pay taxes again. It brings me great relief and comfort in my darkest hours. To know that, For even now, I know that the English are trying to kill me. They think that when I am dead, they can get the kingdom of France. But it is not so. I know the English power in France will fall. I did strike them, and strike again. And in 1,000 years, the English will never rise up from that blow. My voices tell me so. I had occupations at home prior. I helped my mother in the household and work, attended the sheep and cattle and pastures. Such a lovely childhood. Yet if I could choose it again, as I sit here and wait for my death, I'm asked in trial, would I? Would I choose the same path again? I answer, every man gives his life for what he believes. Every woman gives her life for what she believes. Sometimes people believe in little or nothing. One life is all we have, and we live it as we believe in living it. Then it is gone. But to surrender to what you are and live without belief, that's more terrible than dying. More terrible than dying young. I came from God. I have nothing more to do here. Return me to God from whence I came. My hope in salvation is in holding fast to my oath to keep my body and my soul pure. My voice is St. Marguerite and St. Catherine. They promise to lead me to paradise. Always they say, submit to whatever comes. Do not grieve over your martyrdom. From it you will ascend to paradise. Someone comes.
Joan.
Oh, what a welcome sight. It is the friar. Have you a message for me?
I have. Try to bear it, Joan. Do you think you can?
Yes, I think I can.
I'm come to prepare you for your death.
When will it be?
Now. It is at hand.
What death is it?
By fire.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Cruel to treat me so. Must my body, that has never been defiled, be consumed today and turned to ashes? Master, where shall I be this night?
Have you no faith in God?
Yes. And by His grace, I shall be in paradise. Please, gracious God, in whom I have always trusted, I've done my best to follow. Please watch over France, the gentle King. Give him wisdom. Ah, Rowan, I have great fear that you will suffer for my death. Will someone please bring a cross, level with my eyes? Hold it there, that I may see it until the end.